Gets earthquakes, gets hit. Out comes the army on the nuke.
Might go on here, but the silence. The
questionable decision making. Gets help from the keynote.
Yeah, it might go down, but he might be paying for that. As he got a little too overconfident and overstayed his welcome. Body Hunter could have been absolutely assaulted by all that is huge. But three people on a run that are separate from DOT.
Right, off of the jump pad rotation, think he's gonna fall for it and immediately gets collapsed on it.
I think that's
This is not good. That's a double kill. Now stays in a very bad situation. He actually managed to fight the turtle to save his life that we talked about in the pregame. He is in such a bad situation right now, and he's just taking so much damage. He might be able to make a double here. He actually does.
Oh my god.
And he
Oh, the
finds
dream.
it, and now he's
going now. He's getting taken out. Island knows just runs.
What? No way. Oh my god,
Pat,
you actually got that.
What an amazing bait. Pat, what is that? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Pillow, and welcome once again to the Awesomenauts Rumble Scrim Show. This is where we take scrims from the competitive community and cast them right here, right before your eyes. Joining me in this endeavor today is Uberancy. Indeed. We're gonna be casting 2 scrims today, taking you through the commentary and all that good stuff. But it's going to be a freaking awesome time. Before we get into everything, oh, Uber is muted. XD.
Oh my god.
But anyways, so get right. I just wanted to, you guys care a lot more about me than Uberancy, so I wanted y'all to focus on the star of the show. Okay.
Jeez.
Haha, banter XD. So, with that said, 2 matches to get into today. First, I want to give everyone a quick reminder. If you look right below where we're pointing here, and you'll be able to see a bunch of cool social media links, and you can find out information about our upcoming events and tournaments, such as our Gathers tournament, which is going to be we're doing another Gathers May 21st, May 20th that weekend, so Saturday and Sunday. We're going to this time begin and end it all in one weekend. It's going to be cool. We'll have signups ready for it by the end of the day and all that stuff. I'll post a Steam announcement. But yeah. So check all that out, but I say we get into the first match. What do you say, Uber?
I definitely agree. All right, so for the first match of today's Scrim Show, we've got match 1 between Slow Wolf, Green Guy, and YOLO versus Jambo Pushkin and Badass Ketchup for this first scrim here, and it is on Ribbit, and we've got a 3-band system for this scrim, not our usual 2-band, but either way, we're going to go through the draft all the same. So, starting with the red team's drafts, we've got Sentry, Lux, and Gnaw as the bans on a Ribbit here. Gnaw being a very good damage dealer, and Sentry and Lux being very good tanks. So, Sentry as a first ban is sometimes questionable. And for the picks, we've got Penny, Leon, and Max Focus. So, there is a lot of damage. They don't have the beef. They don't have that many like big tanky characters, but they have so much damage right now. It's kind of terrifying, as well as plenty of silence, and that time slow can really help in the team fights. And then for the blue team, we've got the Vinny, Swiggins, and Durple ban. Durple actually being the last ban in this draft, despite it being Ribbit, so nobody picked him up at all, which is surprising. But we've got a Ted as a first pick, then a Scree, then a Chucho. So these drafts are actually a little less than like normal right now. Yeah,
it's definitely some unconventional drafting that we're looking at. I think this is really interesting. Uber, well, actually, let me back up a second. Let me just go ahead and toss this in there because we always forget. Place your bets on who you think is going to win. Type red or blue into the chat. Just keep it totally informal. There's no chat bot or anything or any formal command. Just we're keeping track of it manually. If you guess correctly, then you're going to be eligible for a giveaway after the match. You have until the match begins to get your guesses in. But with that said, Uberancy, you and I belong to a very exclusive club. We get to cast Slow Wolf.
Oh god. He's playing in this match. I guess I haven't registered that. He does not play in competitive matches at all. So this is actually pretty funny. We get to cast the casting man himself. Oh man. Oh man, he's versus Pushkin in Badass Ketchup. Oh dear.
I hear the winners.
We'll see how this goes.
The winners of these scrim won a what do you call it? Slow Wolf announcer. XD.
That'd be hilarious if, like, oh man, do you actually get a Slow Wolf announcer if you beat Slow Wolf? That would be funny.
That would be awesome. There should be like that should be a thing. Somebody's get this idea over to Ronimo. Okay,
we'll just pitch our ideas to Ronimo. We're the idea guys.
Well, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these comps. You got Penny, Leon, Max Focus versus Ted, Scree, and Chucho. You definitely kind of got some unconventionality on both sides. Max Focus on Ribbit, it's kind of an interesting matchup. It can be sometimes difficult to dodge the scene illumination, but at the same time, there's not that much breathing room for Max to try and get away. You know, a lot of the fights happen in the jungle with all these twists and turns, so it's not like he can really shoot you down from a long distance away. But he's also packing that yellow penny, though, which is probably one of the best pennies in the game. You got Green Guy running a Leon, you know, just doing general Leon things that's going to be tonguing people into setups, into bubbles, into scene illumination, into pulse. On the other hand, you've got three big DPS brawling knots coming out on the blue side. You got Ted, and this is the Pushkin Ted, someone he's very, very comfortable with, a very big comfort pick for him. And you got Chucho that go in, they can land the airstrike into Sticky Bomb and do 1,000 DPS. You got Sawblade coming out from Jambo, which can really just melt people. And like Leon especially, they have a really good matchup versus him. Chucho needs to be a little bit wary, but at most of the brawls, like Penny kind of wins out in the brawls, but also Leon loses out on them. So it can kind of go either way. If Green Guy and Slow Wolf, especially if they get caught out, then they're not going to have that much disengagement. It's going to be hard to use the bubble in a way to get out, whereas Yellow can pounce people away or pounce out himself. So there's definitely things that both sides can do. Uberancy, what do you think about the comps?
I think something that's kind of obvious, but we haven't touched on yet. The blue team has a horridly scary amount of push. Like, that is a terrifying amount of push they have. You've got Scree and Chucho for the summons that could also, like, Chucho's bite can shoot the tower as well. You could just body the towers whenever you want. Ted's tower damage is insane, especially with having Stimpack at base since 3.5. Like, it's just that is. Like, if they get 2 kills in a team fight, they're going to take 1, if not 2 towers every time. Like, right. Almost guaranteed.
Oh, definitely. But I don't have that much else to add. Are you ready to get into the match, my friend?
Yes, I am. Match loaded up at the 12-second mark. Would you like me to give you a countdown?
Yes, indeedy. Thank you. And just so everybody knows, this is patch 3.5, not 4.0.
Oh, it is. All right. Starting from 12, counting down from 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off on the red side. You got Yellow playing the Penny. You got Green Guy playing the Leon. And on Max Focus is Slow Wolf. I cannot do his little charismatic drawn out thing. On the blue side of things, you got Jambo playing the Screen. You got Pushkin playing the Ted. And you got Badass Ketchup playing the Chucho Croc. Immediately, we see a bunch of contests in mid going down right now. It seems to be kind of firmly with blue. They do have things. We didn't really touch on this in the pregame discussion. Such as the little turret bite, the totem, the airstrike. These things help them control mid really well, and they control mid a lot more than the comp of the red team that really doesn't have that much in terms of area denial. We're going to see the totem nearly trap a Green Guy right in front of his turret. There comes the airstrike. It's just going to hit the clone, and Red team, despite that being a rather perilous situation, almost gets out unscathed, and they're going to get a nice tongue into Scene Illumination. That was a very
Slow
nice
Wolf
game
putting
right
in
there.
the work.
Yeah,
Slow Wolf is top tier competitive player, clearly. Oh, they're going to get another kill on Beta Sketch. And the airstrike is going to come out on Slow Wolf, but Pushkin is going to be able to stay alive, barely taking any damage. But now the red team is going to have a huge push on this top tower.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. That was actually really well done, and that was good map control, and they played the comp well. Okay, Slow Wolf didn't try and go in first or anything. He knew that the initiation tool for his team was that tongue, and he just let someone get tongued into his Scene Illumination, picked up the frag, and then we had overcommitment from the blue team and trying to clean things up and make it a trade, so they managed to actually make that into a 2-0. But the mid control is going to fall back to blue. They got that area denial working on the bottom now. They get the bottom lane pushed up, the top lane pushed up, so they are going to be having to take a second to try and keep the status quo under control here. We got Badass Ketchup, Pushkin, Jambo. They are doing a very good job in trying to maintain this mid. The Solar Boss is going to get picked off by the red team. Green guy going to go back. He's just got a little bit of health. What are some of the things that each team you believe they should be building into? How do you feel about the builds right now, Uberancy?
Well, both Leon and Max Focus are kind of doing what they need to do. Silence absolutely destroys Ted because he can't switch weapons at all when he's silenced. So if he's stuck on Machine Gun, he really can't help out nearly as much in team fights, especially if he doesn't have Airstrike and he can't switch to a Shotgun in order to actually get that piercing 250 damage attack, piercing 200 damage attack. And he does have Tetris, but still kind of destroys him. And you've also got Kraken on Max Focus, which is giving him a lot of extra damage into Scene Illumination. So Red Team is building as they should. We're seeing Zurian Mechanic, which is very standard for Benny to get early on. Really helps you conserve your charges in team fights and get them easier. But Green Guy is going to go down to Pushkin from the nice airstrike at the mid. But YOLO is going to have to fall back, grab that health pack, though, and stay in safety with the insane push coming out from the blue team. While Pushkin is being pretty much a distraction on bottom here, doing a lot of damage to YOLO as well. Airstrike is going to come out, but it's going to be a whiff on Slow Wolf. And here we got YOLO rotating the lanes, but a lot of damage on that top tower for the red team already because of the blue team's insane push. If Ted was there as well, I imagine the tower would be half health right now, and that would be pretty devastating. Tetris and airstrikes coming out from Pushkin, but not actually going to hit anyone. Kind of just, the mind games, just getting the poke and, stopping people from actually advancing so that they can keep control of this mid while he teleports back. So, that's a good place there.
Definitely. And so far, it really, they're doing a great job just kind of not really getting caught out. Like, they had that 2 for nothing earlier, but the blue team, I think, is really doing a good job not overextending while still taking firm control of the map, which is a difficult thing to do. People, I'd see even in competitive, a lot of people will remain in mid very firmly for a long time, and then they get too confident and think that their map control is greater than it really is, and they end up getting caught out, get a stray tongue pulled on them into death. And after that initial 2 for nothing, they're actually doing a really good job of that. There's the Saw Blade coming out, just barely gonna miss them. Maybe a bit too hesitant on that, as he could have potentially hit one of the people that was low HP there, but he's only going into the one that was relatively full. We see Green Guy, he's going to be chilling on top. He is at half health, he's a Leon. He doesn't really want to be on defense there. Not the best spot for him to be in, not really doing that much. And Yellow's going to be cleaning up the bottom lane. Chamber wants to get he's going to get taken out by the Solar Boss. And that is humiliating. Yellow almost gets taken out by his Solar Boss. That is unfortunate. Jimbo, you disappointment, my son. Okay.
You disappointment. That's so brutal. You're a disappointment, Champo, because you died to a Solar Boss. Oh my goodness. Just so mean. Mr. Pillow, the most toxic gamer. YOLO's going to go and look for the pulse here, looks like. Pushkin just, using this moments bit of cover. YOLO's going to go in, try to do a bit of damage here and there, but, Bad Skeptic just using that jump pad, juking around, doing his thing and waiting for his spike as he's going to go in with the stick bomb. He does have blackmail, so that is going to stay sticky if people jump into it, but alas, no one will. And we got Slow Wolf grabbing some health. The red team now all pretty much healed up, while Bad Skeptic is still very low. The airstrike's going to come out and be a miss. Pushkin's going to take a lot of damage here. He's getting chased by Leon, but he's still got 2 bars of health left. He's going to be able to grab this health back from bottom. No penny pulse or Scene Illumination in order to finish off Ted. But then here's the pulse coming out now. Pushkin going to take a ton of damage. One Tetris would have killed YOLO there, but he had his shotgun out instead of his Tetris. I saw him fire the shotgun thinking it was Tetris. I've made that mistake so many times as well. But We got Green Guy, well, the totem in the mid here in a very strange little spot. The slow-mo bubble's going to come out, not going to hit Chucho though. Badass just clearing, you see that bike turret in order to get some excellent mid-control. Airstrike going to take out the droids. And we got the solo boss going down to YOLO, actually able to kill it, unlike Jambo. And we've got the blue team just rotating between the lanes. They're just using this jump pad, having a great old time, you know, hitting this jump pad over and over and over again, just waiting for the red team to follow suit so that they can get an airstrike on them. But he's going to use the airstrike on the droid instead. Here comes the Invis Leon, but he's going to get the sticky bomb on him, but a ton of death is going to come out, and Scream might potentially go down. He's so hurt. Jambo's going to barely live, but the pulse is so close to killing him, but not quite. And that's going to be 2 kills for the red team there after that exchange. Like, the blue team kind of wasted their, Pushkin kind of wasted his airstrike there, which was the big thing that they had in that mid area. If he had used that airstrike, you know, while Penny was jumping up, could have done a ton of extra damage, potentially killed YOLO. But now the red team is going to get some good push, potentially. Hopefully they can kill this top tower, but actually Chucho is back. They're not going to be able to kill this top tower. They did not have the push they needed to get. Green Guy almost going to go down to that stick on. Here's the pulse, but a lot of damage trying to come out from Pushkin, but not actually going to land on YOLO. Just the Tetris shots here and there. And the taunts as well. And we got a big push actually coming out from the blue team. This is what they could do. They have so much push they could just body the turret for a good long while, and they just took off about a third or a quarter of the turret's health there, just in no time flat because of their insane push. Slow Wolf might go down to that sticky bomb. No, not quite. The smaller sticky bomb is not going to reattach to him. And Pushkin taking a pulse from Penny, throwing out the airstrike, hoping Penny will walk into it. But YOLO's going to take a lot of damage from that sticky bomb. He is going to live as well, but that sticky bomb is so annoying. Oh, he almost gets hit by the smaller one too. Pushkin just going to push this tower. And, well, it's in the name, with Leon being very low health, almost goes down to the bike turret, but he's going to be able to grab this health back behind his turret. Well, Pushkin being really greedy against YOLO here. If he's not careful, YOLO's just going to go in and pulse him, and he's going to die, but he's going to teleport out. This top tower for the red team is so hurt. It just needs a little bit of a love tap from the blue team in order to go down, so they could just body that in just a moment. And blue team trying to keep control of the bottom of mid here, just the sticky bombs coming out a little bit slower now. What do you think the next big initiation is going to be like, Philip?
Well, looking at the way the fights are going down, might be Green Guy now. He's not going to necessarily get taken out of the sticky bomb, but he gets really close. It's either going to be just the blue team going in and quickly collapsing on someone with that totem, with that stun pack, or it's going to be another tongue into death, which has kind of historically been how the frags have been so far. We mentioned about how the push on the blue team was immense. I want to point out that the kills are 5-1, but in favor of red. But blue team actually has a turret taken down, while the red team, you know, they've gotten their push in. They have not even taken out a turret. That's how crazy that push is on the blue team. And we're gonna see a nice tongue coming out. And oh, that was very close on both sides.
No, Jambo, hey, you just have to right click.
I think you're behind. What time are you at?
I'm at 8:44.
Okay, good.
Like at the time I just said
at
that.
8:47.
47. I am at 8:47.
Okay, you were 3 seconds behind. I was at 8:47 when you said 44. So let's just pause. Get to 8:47.
All right, just a moment. I'm not sure. I actually tried reinstalling Awesomenauts to see what this weird time desync issue is. I'm sure at all what it is, but either way, we'll worry about that another time. For now, I'm at 8:47. I will give you a countdown from 3. Start it. Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, sorry about that, everybody. Just occasionally sync issues like that happen. And now looks like everyone's gonna be chilling for a second, anyways. He's definitely wants to count down to anything incredible there. The red team gonna be taking on their solo boss right quick. Badass Catcher gonna be trying to push up that bottom lane, and they might be looking for a lane rotation here, but the airstrike is not gonna be at the enemy, but instead on themselves. I think Pushkin needs a reminder to aim at the red team, not his allies. Good thing friendly fire isn't on. We see Jambo trying to control that mid with that totem. He's got the saw blade ready if anybody tries to go in on him, and not that much happening so far. There's gonna be a sticky bomb coming out, and he might retract it. Nope, not yet. And I think he could have gotten some good poke damage on them. There's gonna be a sticky bomb coming out, so we're gonna be taking some damage. He's just gonna run back home, and or actually, it looks like he's staying in lane, helping Green Guy clear up those droids. In the meantime, blue team is setting up their push on the bottom lane. They got a 3v2 scenario here, but the pulse is going to come out on all three. But there's the airstrike. Green Guy going to be going down. There's the shotgun to finish him off, and there's a totem securing their escape. And they're actually in their first push on the bottom team now. But Jambo might be overextended. Yep, he is going to way overstay his welcome and get taken out by Yellow right in front of the turret. And now Slow Wolf is gonna get sticky bomb. Not that much happening. The airstrike is gonna come out. It's gonna be keeping Penny really low. And the trick up your sleeve is actually actually also land on him and slow up, bringing him down to just 1/3 HP.
Yeah, that trick up your sleeve is, well, it's tricky, really. It's a good chunk of extra damage. But it's a good chunk of extra damage if it actually lands on the person. It's really good to like surprise people too. Like when you first get it, nobody expects you to really have it, so they'll just stand still after they get hit by the sticky bomb and teleport back to base. Just kidding, there's another one, and now you're dead. Here's the slow motion shot coming out. Not really gonna do anything though. But here comes the scene illumination. Gonna get a kill on Pushkin from Slow Wolf. There you go, get another one there, buddy. But he's gonna eat that sticky bomb. But he's going to be A-okay. Well, the blue team's chasing Yola right now. Everybody is actually extremely injured right now. Solof's got the creeps, and he's going to go back in, but he really needs to help Yola. But Yola doesn't need no man, because he is going to go in with the pounce into Pulse and get a just sick kill there. With the red team almost taking this top tower. If they just body this top tower here, you know, it's only bad as SketchUp. They should be able to take it. There's the sticky bomb being used. And looks like Yolo's actually going to push bottom, but he's going to try and get the kill. Bad SketchUp, he is going to get it. Yolo, the absolute monster, going to pick up another kill. With Pushkin finally coming in, going to land those header shots and those shotgun shells in order to persuade Yolo to not kill the turret. And we've got Yolo trying to make a bit more push. Use, get body the turret, take a little bit of damage for his droids. But that turret is at 1 bar of health. Jambo taking a lot of damage, going to have to fall back, but there is a health pack right behind the turret. Slow Wolf grabbing the creeps as well. Yolo might teleport back. Looks like he's just using it as a cheeky little bait. And Slow Wolf gonna clear bottom. Well, we got Leon hanging out in the mid with that invis. Gonna look for a nice pull. Isn't gonna find it though. He can't really initiate by himself. Yolo's gonna kill that solar boss. And Green Guy gonna barely dodge that airstrike if he was just in that stun pack range. Ooh, but the sticky bomb is gonna hit him. But he's gonna get the pull onto Bad SketchUp, doing a ton of damage to him. And he ate a pulse on the way up. So Yolo could get this kill here. Just needs a nice pounce or something. Bad SketchUp is playing the very risky game. Here comes Yolo. No, he doesn't have the charges in order to go in on Bad SketchUp. And now Yolo almost going to get hit by that airstrike, but he knows better than to hit that jump pad, so he just decides to do the ever amazing strat of standing still. Well, the blue team just trying to defend this bottom turret here, but there's the sticky bomb onto Yolo. The stun pack, he's going to take a ton of damage. He's going to go down to Pushkin shotgun shell. Finally, his flailing about has been stopped. Solov taking a lot of damage. He's getting chased by the bike. He's driving by, but he's got the sticky bomb with that health. Oh, wait, no!
Is he still alive? What? Oh
no!
I put the camera on because I thought he was. I forgot about that. I was going to be like, Slow up with the jukes. Oh man.
That would have been pretty amazing, but alas, it was not meant to be. Jambo going to fall back and teleport while his teammates push this tower. Looks like they're going to kill it. Here comes Green Guy, though, going to try and go and get the cheeky pull onto Bad SketchUp, perhaps. But there's a sticky bomb. He might get chased. Doesn't look like it. There's a super droid there. Pushkin's got to be careful. There's the pulse, but actually going to whiff. And now he only has a couple of charges here and a pulse. Yolo, you're going to try and defend this bottom lane. But the super droid is actually going to hit Pushkin once in the face. Those missiles are nothing to mess with. They are very dangerous.
Indeed,
anyways, we've got... Oop.
We see Pushkin going in. Oh, Jambo gonna get toned in. We can see Pushkin just kind of going around. He's trying to find the Tetris spokes, trying to find the grenade pokes. There's gonna be an airstrike. It's not gonna hit anything, but there's gonna be another shotgun coming out on Green Guy. And there's the slow bubble, and there's gonna be Slow Up going in, but he's gonna be way overextended. Despite the bubble in the slow mo shot, he's gonna be taking a lot of damage. Get taken out by the Saw Blade. Jambo comes up, gets the chase. He's going out into Yellow. He's either gonna take it out here, pick up a triple, and he tries to bait Yellow into all the bursts of the blue team, but it was just way too far to the left of Yellow. Yellow's still going in. He's gonna pick up the frag. That's gonna make it
Pushkin.
Pushkin, you can do this, I believe.
Please, Pushkin.
Unless he gets that airstrike. Oh,
please.
No, he's out. Aw, what a shame. What a shame. There was a moment when Jambo was still in that fight where they threw the sticky bomb, they threw the airstrike, but it was way to the left of where the fight was. They had just, and even Jambo tried to run towards it to try and
I guess the blue team is just going to casually take the bottom turret anyways.
Yeah, by the way, basic exposure while I say all that.
Yeah. It's that turret has no health left. It will die to one auto attack from anything, but it isn't even showing up on the minimap because it's got so little health. But so that is practically dead as soon as they decide to make a push. With the blue team going back to buy upgrades, we're seeing some Stimpack attack speed upgrades as well as extra shotgun grenade damage and some more health and sustain, all that good stuff. They're going to take the solo boss as well. Well, Green Guy is going to try to kill that turret, but actually decide against it and not kill it. We're seeing boom gas and sticky bomb damage on Chucho, which is going to be a hell of a lot of extra damage for him, because he's going to do about 600 damage with that first sticky bomb, and if the second one lands, that is very terrifying. But Yolo is even more terrifying with that gun penny. Gun penny, even though he's only got the base Spider Bird Collector badge, is so scary Once you get something like Cookie Monster Badge, it is going to be one of the most terrifying auto attacks in the game. It's going to do full damage to structures. It's got slight AoE. It's going to have like 170, 180 damage. It is going to be very, very potent. Blue team trying to make a bit of a push here. Here comes the Saw Blade out, but not really going to hit anyone. YOLO going to dodge that pretty smoothly as well. And we got the blue team backing up on this bottom lane. Going to rotate lanes here. Clear top as well. Make sure that the red team doesn't get any kind of advantage. Well, the red team is actually all going to collapse onto Pushkin. Pushkin going to take a ton of damage. He's got 1 bar of health, but he's going to be able to get out with the shield on Stimpack, it looks like. And Green Guy is going to go down to the Sticky Bomb. YOLO and Slow Wolf going to try and get out there. But Slow Wolf is trying to just defend here with his great little auto attack. Here comes the Scene Illumination doing a ton of damage. The Kraken is not quite going to do that much damage. Airstrike did hit him, it looks like. And all of the blue team, with the exception of Baddest Ketchup, are going to have to back up. But Baddest Ketchup doesn't back up, he might get killed for his efforts. YOLO's got that gun penny once again, sticking around with Slow. They've got great range on their poke if they got the Scene Illumination and the gun penny here. So it's hard for the blue team to really make an advance when you've got that kind of build and that kind of team composition up. And despite the blue team's amazing push, it might start to slow down now. They do still have base exposure and a lot of damage on that core, but with the red team having gun penny and, well, just so much damage on max as well, there's a lot of potential for them to be able to turn this game around if they can get a couple of good team fights. But they do have the level disadvantage compared to the blue team, but 1 kill should fix that. Or the Solar Boss, which has just respawned. Well, we've got Pushkin going to go in, going to try and land the cheeky airstrike, it looks like. He's actually going to take the Solar Boss, it looks like, actually going to hit Slow Wolf with that airstrike as well. Solar Boss about to go down. YOLO's going to eat a Sticky Bomb to the face. Not going to get hit by the other one. Nobody is, thankfully, but it looks like Soul was about to get hit by that again. Like shotgun grenades are going to do a little bit of poke damage. They're great for poking enemies who are hiding behind turrets like this exact situation. Green Guy going to get the full on Baddest Ketchup, but here comes the slow-mo orb. In order to stop him, he's going to go down to YOLO's pulse, only needing 2 charges to get the kill. Green Guy very, very hurt, getting chased by Pushkin right now, and he's going to go down to the machine gun, the Tedris, and Slow Wolf backing up, being pretty much by himself for now until YOLO is back from the shop, which looks like is happening right about now. Pushkin and Jambo not aware that the penny is behind them, clearing that top lane and then most likely flanking. Well, Slow Wolf is going to go get some health, but it doesn't matter because they're going to do so much damage to this tower. But they're seeing elimination.
Wait, they might.
Did they reverse it? No, YOLO is going to stay alive, and Slow Wolf is trying to defend for his life.
They're going to have to back up now. They would have 100% won the game right there if they had, found that extra auto attack on YOLO. And now YOLO is coming in for the revenge and taking a lot of damage, but Baddest Ketchup's actually going to get out, kind of playing that pretty well. Still, talk about just kind of opportunity slipping through your fingers there. That was very, very close. But now we're kind of see everyone getting revved up, everyone full health together for one last team fight. And Baddest Ketchup is taking it. Slow Wolf isn't there. He's going to take a little bit to rotate. And that means the blue team is going to get the push. They cannot overextend their welcome there. Red team is still in this. And Jambo is doing exactly that, taking a lot of damage. But the Salt Blade is going to come out and do a lot of damage. And then Green Guy is going to ultimately go down. Oh my gosh. Everyone going 1 HP. Ultimately another 1 for nothing. Now we're going to see the blue team chase up. Jambo needs to be aware of his HP. He does not want to get one shot by a penny here. There's the pulse, and Soul Wolf trying his best to defend. This base is getting extremely low, and this has got to be. Oh, and the push is going. No! And that's
what is happening?
Oh
what
my
is
gosh,
happening?
that base is so low. There's no way they can't kill that in time. There's no way.
Okay, so if the red team can keep the blue team staggered, maybe they have a shot. But YOLO is low health. He's going to have to go back. Leon just getting back now. All the droids are pushed up. I don't see this happening for the red team, but they have got a ever so slight chance here with the blue team. Kids get about 10 seconds to actually get back down now. Here's a ton of push coming out onto this bottom tower. That base, they've got the gun penny. Well, rip. Yeah. But he is going to do a decent amount of damage with that claw. Anyways, red team doing so much damage, but the blue team is coming in. They're going to get greedy. No, they're not. They're going to back up. But that base is at so little health. The blue team is just going to rush the base. I can feel it. Slow Wolf is so little health. The charge is going in.
They need to take this fight now.
Baddest Ketchup is getting so greedy. Like, the blue team is going to get super greedy. They're going to get so greedy, they're just going to bum rush that core. It's only going to need to take another 300 damage in order to go down. But the blue team, just if they get greedy like that, they're just going to be so careful, otherwise they're going to go down. There's a million droids over here. This turret though,
that choke point is so incredibly difficult to rush if it's being guarded well, especially by a penny in an area in denial, not like Max. They go in, the pulse, that silent system, and that slow-mo shot are really easy to land on all 3 of them.
if anything, they might just want to try and get someone to tank it and then have the other two go win. Because they don't have to be in the base that long at all. They don't even necessarily have to find the frags. They just have to be able to break through that choke point with by whatever means necessary. But they gotta be able to commit to whatever play they make, and they kind of know how tough that is going to be to go through. They're going to go push this here, but that means a really even fight can happen out. We're going to see a sticky bomb come out. We're going to see slow up get half, and we're going to see lots of damage coming out from the red team. They do not. They're kind of losing this fight, and more pushes coming out, but pushing can get tongued into that auto attack collapse combo. That's gonna be a very clean 1-for-0, exactly what the red team needs. Bad Sketcher will be going back, straight trying to hold mid. I think that if red team moves up, one of the blue teams could try and sneak by through the jungle to get over into the red base, but it doesn't look like they're letting it happen right now. Badass Ketchup going to be patrolling the top. Jambo is ready to stall out that bottom. He has a Scree. He does have Totem. He does have Saw Blade. They are going for a frag on Badass right now, and they are... Oh, this is not good. He's going to get pounced. He got body blocked really well by Green Guy. That's going to be another 1-for-0. Are they actually going to make the dream happen?
I kind of refuse to believe it. Ted and Jambo are both at this bottom lane here, but that tower is so hurt. The gun penny with the Cookie Monster badge is going to do so much damage. He just needs to get in the range, but that Saw Blade is making that so tricky. Chucho is dropping right now. If he gets back, that's going to be a lot harder for the red team to get the push left to back up. But Slow going in with the Scene Illumination, almost going to kill that tower, do a good chunk of push, or excuse me, poke to Pushkin and Scree. Chucho finally getting back, going to drop down. He's jumping up right now, but that's basic exposure for both teams. But one of them is severely crippled in terms of the base health. So this is gonna be tricky for the red team to win this, because if the blue team gets one kill, it all collapses.
Badass Ketchup just going in. He's just going in. And he got look at the base. Oh my gosh.
It's got so little health. I need a dramatic zoom on that health bar stat, because that is just like
Roger Dodger. Look at that. Nice and juicy.
You know what, actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. If he actually did it, that's amazing. But anyways, we got Chambo and Pushkin by themselves on this top turret. Well, we've got the red team. They're going to try and push bottom, but Chucho is already dropping. He's going to be back in about 5 seconds. If the red team wins this,
that top turret here, because next time that Badass suicides that base, it's going to end it. They
might be watching the top lane in order to see if anyone's going to try and get a cheeky backdoor. Like Badass Ketchup is going to charge through. He might just run past. No, he's going to get the sticky bomb. Actually, going to miss on Green Guy. I thought it hit there for a second. Whoops. But Badass Ketchup just hanging out up here. He's got Ramona and the turret form. He's actually going to blow up Ramona. He blew up his beloved. Try not to do that. But Slow Wolf gonna teleport back. The red team's just gotta play so cautious. They are so scared, because if Badass Ketchup does that again, it might just go down.
It might bomb rush this top turret and they'll be able to take it out
that fast.
Yeah, this top turret's about to go down. But the red team might try and take a fight here. They kind of have to. There's gonna be the pulse. There's gonna land on 2 of them. The blue team gonna be
that's a lot of damage.
They get that double saw on the blue team too, so they need to be wary of that. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy story. Slow Wolf is like for his first time to be casted in literally years, probably since the APL. This is like such an underdog story. If he can actually win this, I'm really interested in seeing it.
I want to believe in the Canadian turned English person, because that's where he lives now. But oh man, I want to believe in him. Can he get it done? This core is so little health.
There's the bubble. There's gonna be a great team fight. There's the Scene Illumination. Oh no! Oh, there's a kill. And the blue team is incredibly hurt. They're trying to chase him down. Slow Wolf is actually trying to stay on Pushkin, and in the meantime, Yellow picks up Badass Ketchup. Oh, this is gonna be a wipe. He's gonna do it. The shell barely giving him a wipe, will get the health, and that is a wipe with base exposure. Oh my god!
He's done it. The absolute man, the charismatic wolf, Slow Wolf himself. He's done it. This base is at 4 bars, 3 bars. The taunts from everybody, and the base is gonna go down. And that's a win for the red team here. It's a win for Slow Wolf, YOLO, and Green Guy.
That was probably one of the best scrims I've ever casted.
What the Oh my god.
Always bet on the Slow Wolf. Always bet on the Slow Wolf.
Always bet on Slow Wolf. Oh man, always bet on YOLO. YOLO was carrying that match as well. going 10-1, and Slow Wolf definitely pulled his way to 6-2. Really good score. And well, the blue team, they had the amazing push, and they had, although they were behind in kills for most of the game, they pretty much had the advantage and the win secured. But they choked. They tried bum rushing the base, and they got killed. They lost the bottom tower. They went gun penny, and then they just died one more time, and that was it. The red team brought it back from the brink of death somehow with half a bar on that base. Is just absurd, but that is the power of gun penny and increased damage scene illumination. Like that is just what happens if you try to fight that.
I can't get over this. That was hilarious. I'm gonna be honest.
It was pretty funny.
Okay.
Oh man.
I think what they should have done, because that was a really tight choke point to try and take, is if they were gonna go with a suicide route, which they kind of, Bash tried to do, but he tried to do alone. And the thing is that you can make the most out of those sort of rushes by having your team together, and following up on the fact that after one person rushes like that, the red team isn't cooldown, so the other two go in. So for example, if Jambo and Pushkin were around where that old bottom turret was, and then Badass did that suicide in, for a moment that choke point's gonna be left unguarded, and the red team's gonna be on cooldowns, and then Ted and Scree could have casually followed up and just finished it off before they could be killed. But unfortunately, that's not what happened, and they let him do that suicide by himself. I think if they had done that together, that final base push would have definitely gone in their favor. Because I think Badass played it right, but I don't know if he just communicated it well enough or not. Because of that, it went in favor of the red team, and they had really coordinated defense there. When they're trying to be a sneaky backdoor like that, it can be really hard, even if all three team members are aware, to even try and be coordinated like that. If you look at the replay, if you see on the minimap where Badass's teammates were during that kind of the all or nothing base rush, one was clearing bottom lane, and the other was farming creeps in the jungle. It's not where they needed to be at that moment.
Yeah, I was just watching that on the kill cam reel as well. I think really, yeah, if you just baited out the pulse, or just baited out scene illumination or slow mo shot, or just baited out one ability from the red team and then just went in with your turbo, then lol, you win, easy peasy. But he didn't have the communication. He went in, he bum rushed. That put him at a disadvantage. He had the right idea, the right mindset, but he didn't have the communication with his team. So he either should have stayed back and played it safe with his team, or gotten his whole team to bum rush it. One shotgun shell, maybe 3 scree auto attacks, 4 bike shot auto attacks from Chucho. That would have been enough. That is all they needed. So, and that's not too hard to get. If you could just get Ted to run in and throw the shotgun at the base, you do 200 damage or about 150 damage. That's probably enough to kill the base at that little health. But alas, it was not meant to be. Amazing match to watch for the first match. We've still got one more for the Scrim Show today as well, so stay tuned for that.
Indeed, don't go anywhere. We will be right back, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble Scrim Show, episode 11. We just casted one of probably the best matches we've casted in an incredibly long time. That was one heck of a match, I gotta say, Uber.
Absolutely. Oh, I had to sneeze there for a second, but yeah, that was a crazy match. Slow Wolf putting in the work, and YOLO carrying with the insane Penny plays, great pulses, and pulling out the gun Penny just to make sure the job gets done. And that base was so little health. Oh, Jesus, that was.
We're still gonna be talking about that match when we cast the next one.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like 2 years from now. It's just like, oh, I remember that one good old match with Slow Wolf and YOLO, Jingabo.
Okay, so just a quick reminder, everybody. About maybe 20 to 30 minutes after this Scrim Show, we will be putting live the what do you call it? Signups for our gatherers, which is gonna be on the weekend of May 21st and May 20th, May 21st. I keep wanting to say 21st first because I don't know. It's funner to say, more fun to say than 20th. But you know, y'all want to sign up for that? That is our monthly tournament. You know, yeah, it's not our mainline thing, which is gonna be an awesome thing that we rolling out a lot of details on, but we're not prepared to say anything for probably at least until mid-June minimum. But in the meantime, we're gonna be doing that monthly. We're gonna be doing the Scrim Show weekly, and you guys should totally check it out. I can confirm the price right now. It's going to be $60 as a minimum. There is going to be some Awesomenauts DLC. We're still looking on getting to see if we can get some more unique prices in to kind of buff things up. More details on that when I have them. But in the meantime, I also wanted to... I don't think we said this at the beginning. I did make a Steam announcement, so as some of you might have even noticed, we are now a Twitch affiliate. You can cheer us on using bits. And it's that does bring some revenue towards Awesomenauts Rumble way. For the record, 100% of that money will be going directly towards the tournament scene. We will fund tournaments for it. We will not use it for any sort of profit or for any personal income. And just so everybody knows, whenever we do receive a payout from Twitch on it, full transparency reports on what we do with that money will be made available to the public. So, but that said, you know, I'm really excited about the potential that means. That for the first time in Awesomenauts history, you know, we have a tournament scene that has a monetizable model and can actually generate revenue to fund its own prize pools in the future. In the past, 100% of prize pools has either come out from sponsors giving them kind of an investment or just the tournament organizers' personal money. This is the first time where we're actually trying to make the scene generate money so that it can fund itself in the future. And if we do this successfully, then the competitive scene is actually going to grow incredibly large. So I'm really, really excited about that potential. And if you can't support us with cheers, just support us by following us or following us on YouTube or Twitter. You know, keeping up with all that, you know, help spread the word. And if you want something to spread the word about, with all that said, we got another match to get into. We're toning it down from Slow Wolf. We're gonna go into the League 2s here. It's Dave W, Ubi, and Nikki versus Cannoli, Rado, and Edster.
Oh my god, shots fired.
I want to give everyone a reminder. You can, what do you call it? Place your bets on who you think is going to win. It's either going to be red team or blue team, but just type who you think is going to win into the chat. There's not a formal, what is it? You know, Nightbot command or anything. We're just manually keeping track of it. You have until the match begins to get your guesses in. If you guess correctly, one of you who does will be receiving a piece of Awesomenauts DLC after the match. With that said, Uber, do you want to take us through the draft?
Absolutely. All right, so we've got this League 2 draft here coming up. We've got a 2-band system on Agalon, and we are going to go through the first drafts. We've got Team 1, the red team, and you've already introduced everybody. We've got the first bands being Penny and Coco, followed by the picks being Vinny, Lux, and Leon. We've got the second bands on the blue team with their drafted bands. It's going to be Genji and Frogman, as well as Lux, Deadlift, and Ted, which for Agalon, that's so you don't see all the time, but it could be pretty effective. But either way, Team Edster, as it says in this draft here, but the red team here, they've got the Vinny, they've got the Leon, they've got the Lux. That's a lot of damage, and you got the Lux for the beef, and to also get those nice charges on Aguilon, being one of the most potent knots on Aguilon. And Leon, it's his hometown. He's got this hometown turf advantage. Well, not really. But the pole is going to be really effective, getting nice damage once he upgrades, his damage on pole. He could go for range if he really wants to, and he's also got the silence, which is going to be very effective against Ted and potentially X and deadlift as well. If he pulled deadlift, he can't use his shield for 1.6 seconds. If you pull Ted, he can't switch weapons for 1.6 seconds. If you pull X, he can't use his 1.5 seconds of iframes for 1.6 seconds. So that's going to give them plenty of opportunity in order to just get the instant 1000 damage dive they need to from Vinny if he decides to go full damage dive instead of, say, silence dive. And he could just nuke the hell out of them when they get the pull, and they're done. Because aside from deadlift, the blue team isn't too beefy. Like, Ix doesn't have that much health. Ted's got about 1400 at base, but you could still easily bring that down. And Lux is just going to be some nice team fight potential with the selfie heal. And you've also got the ability to charge through the bottom lane. Just bring everybody to your turrets and do a lot of be really hectic.
Indeed, I completely agree. And both teams, I think it's going to be really interesting, is they have a lot of brawling potential. And I think I think one of the core things is that blue team has lots of silence and red team doesn't have any. And the thing is, with that Vinny silence and that Leon silence coming out, that's really going to sway these fights, in my opinion. I think that if they can shut down Ix's ability or shut down the protective pose, then that's going to be something that they can really just take advantage on here. Because both teams want to kind of duke it out. Leon Leon and Vinny can commit mostly as long as everyone is committing. Like, Leon can only, or Edster can only again need that space made for him. Or just kind of automatically commits by default. And so does mostly Ubi and Nikki. Dave W, again, he kind of, after his abilities are all burned, it kind of just depends on how the fight's going. But in general, I think just the fact that both teams are going to usually be in it to win it in these team fights, and the fact that you have not one but two low cooldown sources of silence coming out from the blue team, it's going to tip it in their favor. For that alone, I have to say blue team has this.
Yeah, they have a much more traditional team, and they actually, that is like really scary. You've got potential for 2 silences, and if you don't run the 2 silences, you could just silence into 1000 damage dash slash dive. And well, the team that Nikki's on, Nikki's team here, although that is like, an interesting comp, and I support the Ted, it is definitely a little bit weirder, but we'll actually have to get into the match to see how it goes. I do think that Edster's team at their draft is definitely a little stronger, but we'll see what Nikki can, pull off. And, it's Nikki, you never know.
Exactly. And with that said, I am at the 12-second mark, as this is still on patch 3.5. Those, it's on patch 3.5. Would you like to give us a countdown, my friend?
Absolutely. I'm at the 12-second mark as well, starting from 3 when going at go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we are off. Wait, is it patch? Yeah, it is. Okay, because Canoli's walking through the door. I wasn't sure for a second. I was like, I could have sworn I checked that earlier, and they did go through it. It looks like he was waiting on it for a moment. Anyways, Canoli playing your Vinny. He was going to immediately get airstrike. He's getting a lot of damage and dive out, but he gets swapped into the health, and he's already out at just 1 HP, and Rado taking a lot of damage. Edster just now getting into lane. He's like, give me a second, guys. Already picking up that health. Nice start to Nikki. He's going to be the first blood there, and I can't even introduce everyone, but y'all know who it is.
Oh man, Ubi, Dave W, and Nikki on the red team, and you got Edster, Rado, and Canoli on the blue team playing their respective characters. I'm not going to name them all off. Edster's going to go into the silence pull. So much stuff has happened. He's opted for range and the silence instead of running double damage on the pull, which is interesting, but definitely agreeable. That extra range can really help in those team fights. Airstrikes that come out not quite going to hit Canoli. He's going to barely be able to dive out of that. Well, you got Edster going to grab these scrapes. Dave W trying to steal his own. And red team, well, the red team does have something, and that's pretty good push. But Nikki's just going to get charged in, but he's got the stun pack. He's going to take a lot of damage. He's going to be able to get out, though. Canoli's got to drop out because he is too squishy for this team fight with all this beef, including the deadlift and the baby. And Rado going to just hang out on the top lane here and stay in that stealth area. Airstrike going to come on, not going to hit anyone. There's the stun pack. Rado's just going to charge out of, though. Mistiming that stun pack, he wasn't able to charge out. he had to, well, he charged out after he used that stun back, but if you could time it right and cancel the charge, then they're going to have a hell of a harder time getting away from you. That airstrike is going to hit Edster in the face and do quite a bit of damage. Well, we've got the red team. There's a stun pack coming out on Cannoli on that bottom turret. Not really going to do anything, though. It's just the, the mind games. Got to get in their heads. We got the airstrike. Not going to hit Rado. He's going to go in with the danger pins charge. The swap is not going to happen from Dave W. Cannoli just trying to bait that out, but Ubi's going to take a lot of damage. The shield is going to protect him from that dive, which didn't actually hit him, which is kind of strange. But we got the blue team hanging out on this bottom lane here. And the potential swap, no, Dave W is going to get silenced and pulled by Edster, which is going to have the silence and the stun. And now Dave W being very hurt. Rado's at a terrible spot, though. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Edster going to get the nice pull, but Ubi's going to be able to steal that creep. The blue team has had the initiations, and they've had the potential to kill so many times, but it's just like they've barely been able to, or barely not been able to get these kills, just barely.
Indeed, and Cannoli gonna get swapped out right here. He's gonna barely dodge the airstrike, but here Serrato come in trying to push him. He's dealing lots of damage. Dave W might, Nikki or Dave W might be going down. There is going to be the finish off, and there's the spike dive, and that was an excellent 2-for-0. That was, and meantime, Ubi's just gonna be taking out Edster just completely off screen. Oh, come on, Edster, get your life together.
Oh, get the dive. Get the. Oh, he missed. He missed the dive. Oh, disaster.
SMH.
The blue team's going to make a nice push on this top turret here, but Ubi is going in with the beef. He is the beef master. He is a cow. And Ubi going to have to back off, though. Got to be careful. He's got that lifesteal, but it's only about 50 health like every other auto attack. He's going to almost die to that dive there. Cannoli is almost going to die to Nikki's machine gun, but Rado is going to get the charge. He's going to get swapped back into the fray. But Dave W is going to take a lot of damage. Nikki trying to go in. Doesn't look like he's going to get anything, though. Airstrike isn't going to hit anything either. Edster just hiding behind his own droids. And not too much is happening. The blue team has, well, one member of the blue team is teleported back, 2 members of the red team are teleported back. Nicky's going to go down while he's caught out alone in a terrible position. And he's going to go down, making that another kill for the blue team. Blue team has definitely got the advantage in kills here. And this is what I was talking about. Like, they've got a really good kill condition that's not too hard to apply. It's pull into dive. And then things like pins with the danger pins and whatnot, from the charge, will just be extra kills they can already stack on top of that. And, like, sure, the swap could do some crazy shenanigans like this, like save Rado's life, for example. But Ubi is actually at a really bad spot. He's not going to get hit by anything that's going to be able to finish him off. Airstrike's going to come out and, well, just try and protect him, I suppose. But Rado on this bottom lane here. Cannoli and Edster, all the blue team just rotating around. They're on the top lane right now. Here comes the dive. Potentially, he's got that weaken on him, though. Dave W's going to take a lot of damage. There's the dive. Not going to hit a single person of the red team. Kind of misplacing that there. But Edster going to have to back up. We've got Cannoli teleporting out with Rado taking a bit of damage, throwing out the missiles to clear droids and whatnot. Red team might have a bit of push on the stop tower, but all the blue team is alive, so they can punish if the red team gets too greedy. Not going to land that pull, though. Edster missing that pull, and Rado going to get stun packed out of the charge, though kind of unnecessary. Edster Invis looking for the pull, but his Invis is about to run out. Just going to opt to clear instead. And the red team all just on this top lane. They're waiting for the next big initiation while Ubi is going to get pulled, but he's got the shield. It's going to soak up most of the damage from that dive. Going to go in with the power launch, but Rado's got a nice pin here, but is not quite going to be able to get the full pin all the way to his barrier, and Ubi is going to be able to walk out of there. Well, Dave W very hurt, going to go and grab creeps. Well, we've got Rado almost going to get hit by that airstrike, but not quite. With Nikki trying to go in on Cannoli, trying to get some damage. Here comes the charge for Rado. He's going to get stun packed out of it, though. That is one of the best counters to Lux when it comes to playing Ted. Is stun pack is just so effective against Lux, and it's definitely proven its worth. This being an easy to apply AOE that can just knock him right out of charge. And Cannoli is going to die in the midst of that team fight as well.
Okay, I think you're really behind. What time are you at?
5:39.
Oh, 5:39. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that.
I'm just going super in depth about things that happened 15 seconds ago. Don't worry about it. Oh, Nicky's gonna get absolutely destroyed.
He's
in that
invis too.
But he's invis, so he's just gonna be able to walk out. That would have been pretty amazing if he had actually got killed for that. But alas,
that would have been hilarious.
It's not gonna happen.
And but Ubi might be getting killed instead, but there's going to be the swap, but there's going to be the spike dive, and the protective post is done, and Rado's going to be picking up the frag, and now that's going to be leaving both teams relatively even in terms of lane control, but it's going to just continue to shift towards the blue team. And now Nikki might be going down here, but he's going to get the stun back as the counter initiation, barely save himself, and clean up that top lane. Edster taking a lot of damage. He's just like, wait, oh crap, I'm 1 bar, aren't I? He just runs out, and might be sticking around, seeing if he can get a cheeky tongue here. And Cannoli's going to be just clearing up the bottom, Dave W clearing up the top. Everyone probably going to just kind of get together, get their health topped off, and get together for another team fight. We see more damage being picked up on the blue team as we do see that. Oh, that's going away a second. Dave W barely surviving that. That Morningstar upgrade Leon just got, putting in some work, but Rado's going to get taken down in the assassination. But now Leon and Cannoli are going to come down and take down Ubi, but they aren't going to find him. And there's going to be the Tetris barely surviving, but now Cannoli's going to get pounced on. There's the spike dive. Nikki going to get out, just 1 HP. Nikki going to try and contest this. And going to try and bait out that spike dive, and he does not
dude,
successfully.
what are you doing?
I think he wanted to spike dive that, but he just didn't play it right, unfortunately. And now Cannoli is going to pick up the frag on defense. There's going to be another spike dive, and kind of, that doesn't really mean much to Ubi. Like, look, he's almost basically at that hold off. Dave W is back in lane now, but here comes the spike dive again. Cannoli going to pick up the health. There's the cloud, and now Jimmy going to be going in. They're doing a lot of damage to Dave W. He should be going down here, and now Ubi is just going to go ahead and leap out to safety, and that is going to be another frag in favor of the blue team, who has been doing a pretty dominant control so far. It is 8 kills to 4 kills. They have a full level advantage. Despite that, the push is in more favor of the red team, but only slightly. And Nikki gonna get caught out again. There's gonna be the tongue into just death as he just gets erased right there. Dave W still dropping. That's gonna be leaving deadlift in a typical 1v2 situation. There's gonna be double silence, double stealth right there, but they don't manage to find the frag on Ubi. He's gonna go ahead, rotate up. Dave W gonna top off his health a bit with this bond. And there's going to be a slightly whiff spike dive, and now Cannoli has to get out easier. This is going to be getting out a couple bars. There's a...
No, Cannoli's just going to go in. He's going to get the kill. And oh, no, he's going to miss the dive on Ubi just barely. I thought he was going to try and get Dave W, but no, he's going for Ubi, and he missed. But Rado just trying to make sure he doesn't get too destroyed here by Nikki and Ubi here. Dangerous combo. But Ubi's just going to clear up top. Well, we've got the airstrike coming out. Not actually going to hit anything. Not even hitting droids, I don't think there. Except for maybe on the bottom lane. If they could push this top tower, the red team could just kind of take it immediately. There's the charge going to come out, just going to get the danger pins damage, but Nikki is going to take that tower. It's finally going to go down. Ted is great at pushing here. The first tower actually going down for the red team, because the blue team doesn't have the best push in the world. They do still have Leon, kind of, but Nikki's actually going to go down to Cannoli's dive. With Ubi having the invis, he's going to burn it and just land a couple auto attacks onto Leon here and there. Dave W going to try and get set up a swap or something, but doesn't going to happen. The blue team is finally going to be able to take down a turret after I was just talking about that. There it goes, and Ubi is going to take quite a bit of damage. He's going to get healed by Dave W, but Dave W is going to get pulled, but Edster is so hurt. Dave W having to go back and grab some creeps or something. Ubi going to do his amazing posts and teleport back. Just kidding. Looks like he's staying in the fight, but the danger prince is going to come out to a good chunk of damage to Dave W and Ubi, but they are going to stay safe. There's the healing, and Nikki is back and ready to fight. Well, we've got Edster and Rado a little injured on this bottom lane, but then there's the health back. Dave W is just going to sneak in and steal it. Edster not deciding to contest that, because if he got the pull, Dave W would have taken it anyways, and he probably would have died. Here comes the swap. Oh no, he's actually going to hit Ubi with that, but it's still some nice healing from him. Anyways, well, we see just the red team just clearing the super drive, clearing the top lane, doing what they need to do on this top turret. Ubi's going to teleport back by some more upgrades. And Edster's actually going to get the nice pull onto Dave W. He's so hurt, but the swap, he's going to be able to get out alive. Are you serious? And Edster is going to go down for his troubles.
Nikki played that machine gun really well and actually managed to find all that damage. Now there's going to be the airstrike onto Rado. He's been getting out, but Cannoli comes back in with the spike dive to put the red team just as low. And everyone's going to recuperate, go get their health creeps, go to shop, pick up upgrades, and, do what they need to get fit for the next fight. This is a really even match, even though the kills are in favor of the blue team by far. The solar is mostly even, just kind of a little bit tipped in the blue team's favor. They have 1 or 2 more upgrades in general than the red team. But here's a big fight there, taking it right from the blue team turret. There's going to be the airstrike to covering their escape. And now Rado goes in, charging on left, in to find a danger pins. He can't find it. Now he comes off the jump pad trying to find missiles. He can't find it. Cannoli does find a spike dive on Dave W. Ubi can manage to get out there. There's going to be another 1 for nothing. That is a full level advantage. Before that fight, I was going to be like, okay, well, the levels are even, not anymore. But Rado taking a lot of damage. He tries to go in too hard on Nikki.
The shotgun grenades.
Yeah, that is
brutal.
unfortunate. Now Nikki's picking up invis. He can definitely try and silence someone here. And then he's actually going to opt to just clear out the joints instead of trying to get the stun pack airstrike combo out of nowhere on someone. And in the meantime, Jimmy's going to be maxing out his auto attack. He's got the both life steals, both auto attack damages, and now a stage of attack speed picked up. That is going to make his brawling absolutely phenomenal here, and it's exactly what they need. And it looks like we're not going to see Silence picked out from Cannoli. Instead, he is going the dish that Team Brunch is so in favor of. That's the Double Dead Seahorses, that's the Chrome File, that's the bag of Goldfish, and Rado's going to be taking out Nikki right there, right in front of the turret. And now it looks like Edster and Cannoli are on the run, trying to find the frags, and now Edster is going to go ahead, tongue in Yubi, and that is going to be a very nice and clean damage poke, and not much going to happen now. Can only hold on to about 600 solar there. Probably should be going back soon, and not much really else happening. I do want to see Waking Cloud and coming out pretty soon on Cannoli. Maybe even go ahead and pick up Rubber Band. I don't know if it's time for Rubber Band yet, but look at that spike dive. Look at all that damage. Dave W immediately gets taken out. The thing is that Nikki should be going out too, and that's going to leave Ubi in a really bad situation. Yeah, there's no way he gets out of that. That's going to be a 3. That's a very clean wipe there. And now that is going to be both teams getting the favor. Excuse me, one team getting the favor to push up both lanes. That's going to be leaving the red team in a really bad spot. Bottom turret going to be going down. Jimmy already starting to push up on that top lane, and that they might just get base exposure off this. They got several droids there. Ed going ahead and preparing the bomb. Dave W has arrived, and yeah, and they're just getting lots of damage going on here. You know, the amount of team fight that the blue team has is just amazing. They can go in. The spike dive alone can just erase the protected post from existence, and especially with that double dive, I think, that first spike dive can actually be enough if it hits all 3 to get rid of the protective pose by itself. And then if you top on the other spike dive, then that hits everyone. Then you have the Jimmy doing all of his damage. It works out really well. Can only gonna get swapped there right into death. That was an amazing swap, but now they're taking this fight. There's gonna be a wipe just in back. That was an amazing body block. Wipes back and forth, all on that bottom lane. That was savage. Someone called 911. Oh man.
Oh man, 999 if you live in the UK, and the red team is just going to push this bottom turret. They're going to take both of these. Blue team's still dropping here. It looks like Dave W actually opting to head back, but they got to take this bottom turret. They wouldn't be stupid enough to not take it. They are. Vinny finally dropping back, and the other members of the blue team are going to be back in just a moment. Just jumping back right about now, and here he goes. He's going to have the double dive. He's just going to use that to clear. And here's all the blue team finally here to defend. We got base exposure for the red team here. They're going to be able to just, if they get another wipe like that, they're going to win the game pretty much. And you've got Ted with so much push. So, if they could just kind of go in and, well, I was going to say out team fight the blue team, but that's probably not going to happen. So they're just going to have to pull, get the sick bait and get something cool like that again. Dave W put in the work with that swap and that team wipe there, and was able to get the sick body blocks on the blue team in order to secure the wipe. But that's probably not going to happen again. That's like a bottom lane on Aguilon exclusive thing. And although they have the stun pack and the airstrike, they're going to have to work really hard in order to get the opportunity to push this core here. Blue team does still have the better team fight advantage, so all they got to do is just, push back the red team's ground, get back up to even ground, and then win a team fight. And then they can just push that top tower and get some push onto the base and potentially win the game. The pole going to come out onto Ubi, going to get the silence to the damage. Robert's going to take a lot of damage from that airstrike, though. I might eat my own words. The swap coming up from Dave W onto Edster. Now, Dave W's kind of put himself into a really weird spot. Cannoli's just got to dive, Dave W. He's going to go in and get the double kill with the dive. I'm probably behind, but another wipe.
No, you're in sync. You said that right in the wipe happened. That was savage. Okay, every kill so far in the past 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, has been a 3 for nothing. It's back to back to back white, and now we're gonna see base exposure come out on the blue side. They might be, they're not gonna go for any base push. They're going to just take their base exposure and be happy with it. And they have a dual advantage that's about to become 1 level, but at the same time, this is really in their favor right now. They got double the amount of kills that the red team has. This is actually really, really interesting to watch. It's still overall a very close match, and the next team fight can easily decide this. But they are going to go and pick up their upgrades. We actually see pills coming out on everyone now very recently because no one wants to die. They know what dying can mean. The pills are almost completely aligned. They're a little bit later in the blue team's build than in the red team's builds. And we see Yakuza being picked up by Cannoli, and lots of damage in general. So there's a Spike Dive, there's a Cloud, there's a Protective Post, there's a Lead, there's a Missiles, and despite that, pretty much everyone on top health, everyone just fishing out. Leon gonna get Tonga and Nikki there. Cannoli goes in for the assassination, actually manages to fight him, but he's gonna get swapped out by Dave W. And but Jamie's got him on the retreat, and so that's gonna be a very clean 1-0. That is not what the red team can have right now. They are backing Hecka up, knowing that they can't take a team fight right now. Jimmy going in first. They are going to use their abilities. They have to use it on Jimmy. He's making sure that he takes for the team, and he's trying to go in, and there's going to be a whip tongue, but now Ix has found the bond onto Cannoli, but there's the Spike Dive. That's going to be taking care of that protective pose, taking care of everything, and UB has to play this right. Ed's going to manage to teleport out, and they don't actually get that much base pressure off there. Dave W falling back, clearing up the droids, making sure that no accidental residual damage happens on that base. In the meantime, we're going to see a nice tongue come out to Dave W, but he is going to retreat to his team on the top lane, and Nikki manages to find the lane rotation onto Cannoli. There's going to be an airstrike. It's going to hit Cannoli, but not Rado, and Nikki being pushed into a very bad spot. He's going to try and teleport out. He knows he's not going to make it in time, though. He's taking a lot of damage. He's trying to find the stuff back. He might manage to find an airstrike, but Cannoli's going to go ahead and get out. Nah, unfortunately.
Oh, no, if he had gotten that airstrike on Rado, that would have been pretty sick, but he's going to go down again. And, well, if he had gotten that airstrike on Rado, and then the red team had been able to clean up and maybe get a kill on him, and potentially Cannoli, if Cannoli had, like, you know, decided to go in and try and help his teammate, then could have worked out for them, and they could have tried to push the base then and there, but now Edster, Cannoli, and Rado are all just going to collapse on the space, going to do a ton of damage, and Dave W coming in, he's going to look for the nice swap. Looks like he's not going to link up yet. There's the refract coming out. He's not getting the link yet. Dave W taking a ton of damage. He's got that weaken on him as well. Ubi's in a terrible spot. He is going to go down. And now Nikki going in with the airstrike, but isn't going to hit a single member. Just whips the airstrike a little bit to the left, and he would have gotten like 2 of them. But now he's going to have to fall back behind this turret. Dave W is trying to go in with the refract. He's doing a ton of damage to Cannoli, but is not going to be able to get the kill. The blue team has to kind of back out here. Dave W is just going in. Etzer's going to miss the pole, though, but the airstrike is also going to miss. Just one little bit of burst from anyone is going to get a kill. Edster is so hurt. He's got the amp damage on him as well. There's the pull on Dave W, but he's finally going to go down. Flailing about is finally stopped. Oh, you've got Cannoli going to back up, grab that health pack on the bottom lane as well. Rado is also backing up to the base. So red team getting the ground back that they need to get back. Blue team in a bit of a bad spot. Edster's not going to be dropping for a couple of seconds here. Now finally starting to drop. And he is going to be back in about 10 seconds. Here's the link on Rado. He might get the swap. He is going to get the swap. There's the airstrike. Going to hit Rado. He's going to go down, but Cannoli is going to be full health. One dive is going to absolutely destroy the red team. Is going to get
no,
the
they might take this frag here. Nikki, he can style this. Oh, there's no way. They waited for the spike dive and just went in for the cleanup. They need to be rushing that base now. That's a base wipe. Like go, run, like the Dickens. Underlay. Screw those droids. Yeah, exactly. Who cares about them? Go to the base. You can do this.
Run for your life. They're going to attack this base. The spike dive is going to get used on the droids instead of the base. Are they going to be able to kill it? Dave W is back.
Nah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
What a match.
Game. The traditional comp, the meta comp, wins the game after the red team almost took it back after that sick kill on Rado, but the spike dive is just too strong.
Okay, so here's my first question right quick. They had, I think the kills were like 21-9 here in favor of blue, but it was an incredibly close match in terms of push. I mean, you have very weak bases on both sides. So how did the red team get all their push?
Ted and Deadlift are just like a really good push combo. Actually, Ted has got a lot of structure damage. Deadlift could just kind of do whatever if he's got his shield up, but you got to be cautious when you use the shield like that. But the blue team's comp is just so good at team fighting and counter team fighting. You know, just like so good at just like, you know, stopping like the red team for like, oh, you've got an airstrike for the team fight. That's cute. How about 1,000 damage every 7 seconds? You know, it's not exactly something that's easy to fight. Plus, you got Lux with the charges, the shielding, the beef, and you got Edster being able to just go invis whenever he wants, having the silence that lasts for almost 2 seconds. Just too strong in the team fight, as well as having solid push anyways because of, well, Edster and Vinny having okay push. Well, really, they all have okay push and structure damage. You know, they got good clear, they do a decent enough amount of structure damage that if they get a kill or two, they can make a push happen. And that's exactly what they got to happen after getting that wipe on the red team and finishing off the game.
Indeed. And just, I mentioned how a lot of these fights were going to be people completely committing. And I think that's why a lot of these were really clean 3 for nothings. You always saw them go back, and these are top teams that always punch for cooldowns. They know when they can 2v3 because they know when the red team or the blue team is on cooldown. And, it's not a matter of numbers in terms of players to them. It's a matter of they already know if they are going to win or lose that team fight, no matter what. One of the things they consider is, how many sources of damage they are, how much HP they have to take out. But the thing is, if they can take a 2v3, then they know it. And that's why, and they know if they're over-committing or they know if they need to be committing. And that's why you always see these 3 for nothings come out from these teams like that. It's because they play to the end and they know how it's going to go down. That said, Blue Team did have a slightly better comp. They were able to dish out so much more damage than, than Ix or Deadlift could possibly hope to tank, And, but between all that, it was just like things like Stump Back or Protective Post here, those were annoying for the blue team, but they didn't win the team fights versus the blue team. And even though there was kind of a few classical 1v1 matchups that they had pretty well, like for example, I would say normally, Ted beats out Leon. The fact that they had all this silence and the fact that it was these are always team-based fights and that Jimmy was always there taking everything, always just tipped the scales in favor of the blue team so that they could consistently do what they needed to do.
That's the big thing about the draft comps here, and that's like the big note to end on, because I completely agree with what you said. Consistency. The blue team is consistent, convenient, and much easier to win team fights with than like the red team. You've got an easy to land kill condition that just does a ton. You've got Vinny that does a ton of damage, and you've got Lux as a solid backup who can get charges and make plays when he needs to. So the blue team just has the superior draft in the long run, but the red team had an amazing effort. Nikki was doing great with Ted. Ubi was doing great with Deadlift, and the amazing swaps from Dave W, especially that one that secured that team wipe there, especially looking back on it at the kill reel, if you saw that, is just phenomenal play from everyone. I mean, you had some of the best players in the game on both of these teams, but either way, great game, well played by the blue team in this case, well played by Edster, Cannoli, and Rado for winning that. But I think that's it for the matches today. That's it for the last match of the Scrim Show, and then we got some plugs and announcements and whatnot. Is that right?
Indeed. Just a reminder, everyone, again, check out our Twitter, our Steam group, all our good stuff. We have an awesome website that you can keep track of everything Rumble-wise. It has been an incredible show, and I think these are just two of the best scrims that we have casted in a while. Don't forget, Rumble Gather signups will be open in about 30 minutes. I will make announcements on the Discord and channel and the the Steam group and all that stuff, and Twitter once they're available. But besides that, you guys have a great rest of your evening, and thanks again for tuning into the Scrim Show.
Bye-bye.